My biggest worry, my biggest worry, before I got my EQC 400 about electric vehicles generally. Now, what is this worry all about? Now, it is all about range anxiety. I'm sure you've heard that several times. Range anxiety. It's all about range anxiety. Now, what is anxiety? What is range anxiety? Range anxiety is the inability to have confidence in your EV that it will not let you down. Range anxiety is the lack of trust in the ability of the infrastructures regarding charging, that at the critical time your EV will not let you down. And I totally get that. I deliberated so many times about that. You know, I'm a guy that works with time. I don't want to waste time at all. But at the same time, I understand that at some point, all of us, we have to switch. We have to change anyway. And as I began to think about that, I realized that maybe my fear wasn't founded on a solid ground. Maybe I should probe it. Now, to be honest, eventually, what made me to go ahead to get the EQC, of course, you know, I watched reviews upon reviews, and eventually, wow, that was tight there. Well, that car right there, that was an Audi e-tron. It's so big, it blocked my way. If it was as nice and nicely trimmed as the EQC for the UK roads, I wouldn't have just stopped like that on the country road. Anyway, you see, I'm biased towards Mercedes. By the way, I test drove the Audi e-tron. In fact, that guy, that's my neighbor. He's one of my neighbors. We're at a competition. You know, he's driving an Audi e-tron. I got the Mercedes EQC. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's true. It's my neighbor, but we're not at any competition against each other. So, as I was saying, I was actually very worried as well. What if I run out of range? What if there aren't any charging station or enough charging stations to go around? What if I travel to a place in the United Kingdom, overseas, and there weren't any charging stations there? What am I going to do? Or do I have to wait for 2 hours to top up? Those are all the questions that flooded my mind, just like you yourself. A lot of people are still telling me, you know, nobody wants, you know, EVs. Nobody likes any EVs. We don't want to get rid of our combustion engine cars. I don't like not hearing noises. No, the proper, you know, voice, you know, noise of a.
Take a test drive at the Sheffield or Castleford branch.
You know, the proper voice of a, you know, a V6, V8, V12 engine. And at the same time, I don't want to wait for 1 hour to charge my car, you know, when I can just put the fuel in 5 minutes. Now, all those things bothered me as well. But as I deliberated, as I did more research, I realized that most of those worries were not founded, were not properly grounded, because things have actually moved on than you think. Every single day there are hundreds of stations, charging stations being provided all across the United Kingdom. It's incredible. There are government fundings, there are individual companies who are taking advantage of this rollover that's going to happen. You know, the entire global community is getting ready for this powerful switch, and a lot of us are still in denial about that. I have a confession though. I said to myself, okay, let me think about my second car. If I get a fully electric car, I must have a second car that is still using some kind of, you know, fossil fuel, just in case I ran out of juice, electricity, and I get stuck somewhere. So I have to be sincere. The second car is an hybrid, you know, Audi 330e. It's an hybrid. So have that cushion. Maybe without that cushion, I might not have been able to make that decision yet. That is why I sympathize. I get those who still have concerns about switching. But I just want to reassure you that it might just suit your lifestyle like never before. My life has been transformed, my lifestyle, because I travel a lot, but when I'm not traveling, even for about a week or 2 weeks, I don't even charge my car because I only cover about 10 miles, 15 miles just doing the errands and dropping the kids off at schools, you know, doing shopping. This car can do about 250 if you're very, very good. About 220, 230 if you're not that, you know, I just missed my junction. If you're not that economical, we could still do about 220. So that means if you're fully charged, it takes about £7 to charge this car. £7. That is incredible. And 220, 230 guaranteed. And you'll be able to drive these for the next 2-3 weeks without even charging the car. It's incredible. In fact, they said, don't charge it. If you are not traveling all the time, leave it about 50%, between 30 to 50%. You know, don't bother to quickly go and charge it. And I realized that it suits my lifestyle. Also, when I travel a lot. And one of my problems is that I actually overdrive. I drive too much. You can't believe that. When I'm supposed to take a rest, to have a break, I wanted to drive another 100 miles. Okay, let me just do another 100 miles. Oh, this is closed. So we have to turn back then. Okay, so where I'm going, the park is closed. So we have to turn back. So I end up driving too much. And sometimes I'll be falling asleep on the steering wheel. By the way, don't try that at home or anywhere. That is not recommended. Since I got the EV, I plan my journeys better. Once I drive 200 miles, I have a good time of break, a solid time of break, which is about 40 minutes, between 30 to 40 minutes. And usually the MBUX, the Mercedes MBUX, the infotainment system, if you use the sat nav, it plans your route for you intelligently, bearing in mind key areas where you need to charge. That's incredible. And the Mercedes Me app has integrated some of the finest charging companies. They've done a deal with them. If you're driving an EQC or any of the EQ family cars, you realize that everything has been planned for you, and what you just need to do is to follow the sat nav. And I now enjoy my brakes. You can't believe it. I enjoy my brakes. I enjoy my brakes so much. And while I'm enjoying it, guess what I'm doing? I'm keeping an eye on my car charging through the app. Isn't that civilized? through the app, I'm keeping an eye on everything, and between 30 to 40 minutes on the fast charging, you've put about 100 miles on it, or 150 miles on it, which is fantastic, extremely fantastic. And off you go again to wherever you're going. You don't need to stay there and fully charge your car to the top maximum. You don't have to. Why? Because, you know, it's unnecessary. Very unnecessary. So that was my big anxiety. That was a big anxiety. I thought I could not manage, but I can assure you, if you're thinking of an EV, go for it now. Go for it now. You feel better. You feel as one of the granddads, one of the grandparents of EV consumers, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Of course, have backup if you want that security. Make sure your second car is a hybrid or it's a full combustion engine, just in case. But you will not have to need it because it's so good. Driving an EV is so good. So leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any question or if you have any objections, just leave your comments, and I'm going to be looking at the comments. Thank you so much. Until then, keep driving, keep smiling. Bye bye.